Long ago, under the vast skies of the Ugandan savanna, where the wind whispered through tall golden grass and the moon cast silver light over the land, lived two unlikely friends, Mr. Hare and Mr. Hyena. Hare was small, quick, and clever, known across the bush for his sharp mind and smooth words. Hyena, on the other hand, was strong and feared, but deep inside he longed for companionship. Against all odds, the two became close. Each day, Hyena would roam far and wide in search of food, and each evening, no matter how tired he was, he would share his meal with Hare. In return, Hare offered advice, telling Hyena where to hunt, when to move, and how to avoid danger. "Without me," Hare would often say with a sly smile, "you would not survive out here." And Hyena believed him. But Hare's cleverness carried a shadow. He always wanted more for himself. Then came the dry season. The rivers shrank into thin lines of mud. The earth cracked under the sun. Food became scarce, and hunger crept into every living thing. One night, as the moon rose high and pale, Hyena's stomach growled louder than ever before. "My friend," Hyena said, his voice heavy with worry, "we must find food, or we will not survive." Hare's eyes gleamed in the darkness. "I know a place," he said quietly. "A secret feast. Enough to fill us both, but it requires patience and trust." Desperate and hungry, Hyena agreed without hesitation. Hare led him deep into the bush until they reached a quiet homestead. There, just outside a hut, smoked meat hung high above the ground, swaying gently in the night breeze. Hyena's eyes widened. "But how will we reach it?" he asked. Hare paused, then smiled. "We climb together. Stand still and trust me." Without question, Hyena planted his feet firmly on the ground. Hare climbed onto his back, then onto his shoulders, stretching higher and higher until he finally reached the meat. And then he began to eat. "Below," Hyena waited. "Throw some down," he called, licking his lips. But nothing fell. "Please, my friend," Hyena pleaded, his voice growing weaker. "I am starving." Above him, Hare chewed slowly, savoring every bite. Then he let out a quiet laugh. "This," he said, "is the reward of wisdom." At that moment, something inside Hyena shifted. Hunger turned into pain, and pain into betrayal. Before he could react, voices broke through the night. The villagers were coming. Hare dropped down swiftly and darted into the darkness, disappearing without a trace. Hyena, confused and too slow to escape, was left behind. The villagers found him beneath the meat. With shouts and fire, they chased him away, throwing stones and striking fear into his heart. He ran as fast as he could, his body aching, his spirit even more wounded. Far from the village, under the cold glow of the moon, Hyena finally stopped. Bruised and alone, he lifted his head and whispered into the silence. "I trusted you." But the wind carried his words away. From that night on, Hyena never trusted Hare again. The bond they once shared was broken beyond repair. And Hare? He remained clever, yes, but alone. For in the end, even the sharpest mind cannot escape the cost of betrayal. And so, the elders say, "A full stomach gained through